What's up, friends and followers? It's me again with another talking video. And today I want to talk about something that has changed for me, and how I have had to change my mindset in order to evolve as an athlete or as a bodybuilder. So when I started lifting, I didn't start lifting because I wanted to be a bodybuilder. I didn't want to, honestly, I didn't give a shit about how I looked, okay? That's where I came from. I started lifting because I had quit sports and I needed to do something. I just had lots of energy and I needed to do something. So I started playing around in the gym. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I was, doing biceps every day. And I still have shit biceps, so no comment. So yeah, then when I decided, okay, let's try lifting, like let's stop playing around and actually try something. I started to do the 5x5 strongman program. My brother gave it to me and he recommended it and it was good. But then as I started to do my own research on how to actually change my physique, because my body started changing, and for me it was more so that I didn't want to change my body, but my body changed and I saw it change, and I got hungry because I realized that I actually get something out of the effort I put in. Okay, so when I started doing my research, I was looking for what can I do to make the most results, or how little can I change in my life to make the most improvements as possible. So basically I learned about calories, I learned about protein, I learned about progressive overload. Now all of these things that I just said, these are fundamentals that you need to know if you want to improve your body. Even if even if you don't want to be a bodybuilder and you don't want all that, that is fundamental for you to change your body at all. If you want to change your body, you need to know what calories are, what protein is, what progressive overload is, what form is, or I prefer to say execution, because form is, it doesn't quite cover all aspects in my opinion. And yeah, you need to know, I guess those are the most basic things. Then you work your way up from there when it comes to knowledge. But when I always wanted to do what was most efficient. So I wasn't going to do something, I wasn't going to eat chicken and rice for no fucking reason. When the change that would happen if I started eating chicken and rice instead of my If It Fits Your Macros, the change and the difference between that wasn't that fucking big. It didn't make that much of a difference. So there was no reason for me to eat chicken and rice, okay? Now from there I worked my way up. So let's say that I had the fundamentals, I knew how to lift. Honestly I didn't know how to lift, okay, but compared to most beginners I knew how to lift, but I still don't know how to lift properly, okay? I'm still learning how to lift. And if you think you know how to lift, let me tell you that you don't, okay? And if you haven't evolved or become better at lifting in the past year, then what the fuck are you doing? No, I'm sorry, okay, I shouldn't say that, because we all have different goals and everybody doesn't want to be a bodybuilder like me, but that's the mindset switch I want to talk about. That as a beginner or as a person who simply felt like, okay, I can look good on the beach. For me there was no reason to eat chicken and rice. There was no reason to make sure that I slept 9 hours every night. There was no reason for me to go in and fucking destroy my legs. Okay? But then as changing my body grew on me, I started building up. So I started making changes that maybe wasn't the most important changes, but they still mattered. It's all, and that's the thing I want to get to, okay? I came from the natural science-based community, where if science can't prove it, it's it's wrong, okay? So if science tells you that eating chicken and rice is the same thing as eating fucking soya beans and and sugar or candy, okay, if science says that's the same thing, then it's the same thing, okay? But it's fucking not, okay? Let's face it, it's not the same thing. It's not gonna be the same thing for your body. And when I wanted to improve, I learned that I need to think outside of the science-based natural community, because there was so much to get. There was so much information, so many areas where I could evolve, but that wasn't necessarily proved by science. And also in the science-based community, science says different things every time. And that is, I'm not gonna dig deep into why science or studies says different things different times, because the truth is that it's not different every fucking time, okay? There are just things that they can't control, and there are things, maybe the way they measure are wrong or not accurate enough, or maybe there are fundamental details. If you don't know what amount of calories, or if a person in a study is in a deficit or a surplus, I mean, what the fuck is the study worth anyway, okay? It ain't worth shit. I'm just putting it out there, okay? And if you use... I'm not gonna destroy science, okay? Because science is a good tool. I just learned that there was a lot to get outside of science. And now one of the first things, or one of the big things that I learned, that science or the natural bodybuilding community didn't tell me, was that you need to connect with your muscle. If you can't feel the muscle working, the muscle that you're trying to grow, you need to change something. Or you need to take a look at your biomechanics, or you just need to focus harder on feeling the muscle, okay? And if you, let's say for example, you have a great chest. You're gonna feel your chest when you do anything. Because you have a great chest, it's your genetics, you're built to feel your fucking chest, okay? In the same way that I am built to feel my back. I can take almost any back exercise and place the tension anywhere on my back as I want. I can do a row with my lats, I can do it with my rhomboids, I can do it with my traps, and I can move it up and down my back, because I am gifted and I'm blessed when it comes to my back. Now that's the reason why I don't need to fucking focus on my back. Shit, I'm way off the topic, but you need to put focus on feeling the muscle, basically. So for like 2 years now, I've been focused like crazy on feeling my chest. And how can I change my biomechanics in order to hit my chest properly? What direction does my muscle fibers on my chest have? If I want to hit my upper chest, my fibers are going like this for my upper chest, okay? And I don't know this because I've been ripped. If my fibers has this direction, why the fuck should I press up here? When if I press like this, the force is going the same direction as the muscle fibers. So if I'm doing an incline, and I prefer the slight incline, not the high incline, because the high incline my shoulders take over. If I'm doing an incline, there's no reason for me to be up here, because it destroys the purpose. But if I'm going here and I'm following my muscle fibers, I'm gonna hit my upper chest. Now, why don't you guys find me a study that tells me what I just told you? You can't, okay? You can't find a fucking study that tells me that pressing this direction with a certain amount of incline is going to build my upper chest, okay? And it's the same fucking thing with lats. Would people please calm the fuck down about the lat pull down? If you're doing a lat pull down like this, okay? Or like this in front of you, whatever, okay? Why the fuck are people so fucking mentally focused on the study says that shoulder width is best for the lats? Jesus fucking Christ, just try. Test it out for yourself. What do you feel? Because I can tell you guys, I was doing it like this for a long time, okay? And I didn't feel it where I was supposed to feel it. But when I moved my arms up, out here, boom, right here. So basically, the studies that tell me, and you, that a certain width with the grip is better than the other one, it actually ruined my progress. It inhibited me from progressing in a way that I like to. Okay, and this is where you need to learn to read your body. You need to start feeling what you're doing, and you need to know that there are things that matter a lot to your progress that people don't typically bring out, especially not in the natural community. Now, if you just want to look good for the beach, first off, why the fuck are you watching YouTube videos, okay? Because you don't need YouTube videos to look good on the beach, you just need the fucking basics, okay? But if you want to make the most gains as possible, you need to realize that eating chicken and rice is better than eating soybeans or soya protein, and sugars, okay? Now people are also like, oh, the big bodybuilders are stupid, they don't know what they're doing, okay, science says this and they do that. Fuck you, Jesus fucking Christ. You don't think that they are doing everything in their power to make the most amount of gains? The hours of research these big guys has put in, or that the coaches they hire, are on a different level than you and I can imagine. We do not fucking understand the way that these fucking people think when they have such great amount of knowledge and understanding. Okay? So basically what I want to tell you is that if you want to look good on the beach, this shit doesn't matter, okay? Well, basically you need to focus on the numbers and progressive overload and not getting fucking injured, okay? But if you want to become the best version of yourself, if you want to develop everything as good as possible, you cannot just look at science, you cannot just look at the fucking basics, okay? You need to think everything through. You need to realize why something can apply to you or why it doesn't apply to you. Okay? And now I'm not just now if you heard what I just said, but you didn't really hear what I just said, you're gonna think that, okay, I need a slight incline and I need to do this direction when I try to hit my upper chest. No, that shit is for me, that is not for you. Okay? That shit does not apply to you unless you make sure it does. But you need to do that through mind-muscle connection, or getting ripped and looking at yourself, or just looking at your own biomechanics, okay? That's the reason why the stupid, wrong people get all the fucking views, okay? Because they give you definite answers. You want to know how to hit your upper chest, for example, or you want to know how to build muscle. And the guy that tells you need to do this, this, and that, that is the person you're going to listen to. Because he gives you a definite answer. But the truth is that there is no definite answer. You need to think outside the box and you need to look at yourself and realize what is right for you. Personally, there is studies that say that the more work you do, the more muscle you're gonna build, the more volume. For me, that does not fucking apply, because I know that if I do more than 12 sets of back, I'm not gonna wake up the next morning. I'm gonna be in a fucking coma. I'm going to be completely fucking destroyed. Okay? So that study can't apply to me. And all of those basic things you need to figure out, okay? Now, if you watch my videos, if you watch a lot of these talking videos, most people don't, they just want to see the fun stuff when I fuck around in the gym. But if you want to watch these videos, okay? You can realize that I say a lot of things, clearly, black and white, that are easy to understand. But you can start reading between the lines, because I usually say a lot more between the lines than I actually say, like straight up concrete. Okay, so yeah, I hope I gave you some perspective on this, and probably you can't do shit with this video. Okay, you can't do shit with this video. All you can do is that you can try to humble yourself and realize that there are no black and white answers. But after you watch this video, you probably won't know what to do. And I'm sorry for that, but that's the fucking truth, okay? Basically, if you want to develop yourself and you want to become as good as you can, you need to look at everything. Everything. Okay? And you're no longer gonna ask me whether... I don't think anyone actually ever asked me this, but you're not gonna think what is more important, diet or training. Okay, because that's so fucking stupid, because everybody who's serious knows that you need to do both fucking perfectly. And anyone who's who's serious knows that sleep is just as important as the other two things. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you disagree with me, I need you to tell me in the comments why you disagree with me. And the truth is that I'm just a fucking gym bro, okay? I'm no fucking expert. So if you disagree with me, or if you see it from another perspective, I want you to tell me down below, and maybe I can learn from you as well. Thank you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and all of that stuff.